Hi, ich bin heute auf der Spielwarenmesse Nürnberg. Das Thema Nachhaltigkeit wird in der Spielzeugbranche zum Mainstream. Die Spielwarenmesse Nürnberg hat dem Thema dieses Jahr sogar eine ganze Halle gewidmet. Hier sieht man gute Beispiele, wie Spielzeuge nachhaltiger hergestellt werden können. Viel Spielzeug wird selbstverständlich aus Plastik hergestellt. Hier setzen die Hersteller vor allem auf die Strategie, Produkte langlebiger zu machen, weniger Material zu verbrauchen und bei der Auswahl des Materials nach Möglichkeit kreislauffähige Materialien zu verwenden. Zum Beispiel aus Rezyklat und biobasierten Kunststoffen. Ein weiterer Trend sind Spielzeuge aus Monomaterial und auch Design for Recycling spielt eine immer größere Rolle.
Yeah, so some toys have always been sustainable, like wooden toys or recycled cardboard toys. The toys that need to change are the virgin plastic injection molded toys, and the trends there are to move towards recycled plastic or bioplastic. I think the end state is going to be mostly recycled plastic. Most toy makers are just doing experiments with these and maybe having like a sustainable line alongside their main lines. And very few toy makers are actually going full and going with their main lines towards 100% recycled or bio-based material. So recycling toys is an interesting topic. For me, with my toy store, it's not a priority. The priority is the carbon footprint of the toy because that's causing problems now. Whereas there is no recycling stream for toys. There is nowhere to bring them. There's no process to disassemble them and recycle them. So at the moment, for me, whether or not a toy is theoretically recyclable is actually irrelevant to its sustainability. Also, especially for toys that are durable and will last for 5 or 10 years of play. The reason today's toys are difficult to recycle is that they're usually not mono-material, they're mixed material. Like this little car has a few different types of plastic, it has metal, it has paint, and it has been designed to be difficult to take apart for child safety reasons. And it's so small, there's no way that you can actually justify the labour it would take to disassemble that, to recycle it by resin. My great hope for the future is that chemical recycling will solve this problem. Yeah, so these toys are both using sustainable materials. This one's actually 60% recycled plastic, and this one uses a mixture of bamboo and bioplastic green PE. What's interesting about these two is that this one doesn't look eco-friendly, it looks completely mainstream, and for me this is what we need to be aiming towards. This one has a colour palette that is the stereotype of eco-friendliness, the pastels, pastel natural colours, the pale blue, pale orange and the pale greens. And this has been done by design. This is trying to target the eco section of the market. There's no reason this toy couldn't have been equally garish and bright as this one. My issue with this is I recognise there is an eco segment of the market who wants toys. The adult wants the toy to look like this, but no child wants their toy to be pale and natural colours. Every child wants garish, bright, exciting colours, joyful toys. And so I always feel sort of sad that people are making eco-friendly toys and using this stereotype of eco-friendly, because I know that this toy will not sell as well as a garish, joyfully coloured version of it. So I think we need to be making toys that look like normal toys just from recycled or bio-based plastics. In contrast to this toy, which has at least 3 different materials all bonded together in a very difficult way to separate, so this toy is basically never going to be recyclable, even if there was a recycling stream for toys. This toy is mono-material. The wheels, pretty much everything other than 2 metal chassis, which would be easy enough to break out, it's all bio-PE. So this toy is highly recyclable if there is a recycling process to collect it. This toy is just not recyclable at all. The difference is, this toy looks a bit more sophisticated. You've got different textures, you've got some matte pieces, some shiny pieces. Cars will often have polyurethane wheels, polypropylene bodies, metal chassis, etc., and it looks more real. Whereas this one, everything is the same degree of shiny, so it looks less nuanced, less attractive, less realistic, a little bit more basic. That's the trade-off. So for toys to become more sustainable, I think we need to solve the incentives problem. So people are going to do what makes most economic sense, and so we need to somehow, through either taxes, subsidies, restriction, etc., get to a place where it is at least as cheap, as profitable to use recycled or bio-based material as to use virgin petro material. So I think we're going to need some government incentives which will lead to, I hope, sort of restructuring of the recycling industry to produce enough food grade, toy grade, recycled plastic in particular to meet demand at a reasonable price. There's also just something about making the recycling more sophisticated so that colour isn't affected. So crude recycling of plastic mixes all colours together and you get grey, and nobody wants grey toys. So we need to have technology to make it easy to separate the what's going into the recycling system by colour, so that what comes out is a pure colour, so that you can have the joyful, garish, colourful toys that children want from recycled plastic.